Hello, friends and neighbors and all those who love the Lord. We are just delighted to spend this moment with you that we call a moment with the Master. You know, as we live our lives, there are some things that in our minds are just simply not supposed to happen, but they have a way of coming to our lives. There are terrible accidents, traumatic births, the loss of children, bankruptcies, untimely layoffs, and all types of tragedies, divorce, death. They have a way of leaving these gaping holes in our lives, and it breaks our hearts. And grief and sorrow are uninvited guests that have a way of barging into our lives, and grief and sorrow has a way of lingering. They are guests that won't leave sometimes, and it puts us in a place of darkness. You know, Jesus was familiar with sorrow. The prophet Isaiah said that he was despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrow, and that he was familiar with grief. But grief, as devastating as it is, it can be productive if it drives us into the arms of Jesus. You know, grief is not always logical. It's not linear. We don't grieve at the same pace. We don't grieve the same way. You know, in her book, The Wounded Woman, author Pam Vandervelt, she talks about something called good grief. And that is the grief that drives us into the arms of Jesus. And as she wrote about her own journey and her own grief, she said, these are some things I need for those who want to help me. And she said, and she listed several things I would like to give to you that she said, when I am grieving, here's some things I need for you to know. Number one, she said, don't avoid me. Don't avoid me. Number two, understand, though, that sometimes I need to be alone in my grief. Number three, please don't give me advice every time you see me. Number four, don't take over for me. Don't come in and try to totally take over my life. There are some things I need to do for myself. Number five, give me time. Don't expect too much too soon. Let me grieve and walk through this at my own pace. Number six, remember my loved ones and don't avoid talking about my loved ones with me. I don't want you to forget about them. Number seven, don't try to fix me. Let me go through this process. And then lastly, she said, accept my silence, but be willing to listen when I'm ready to tell my story. I hope these things can perhaps be helpful to us as we go through our process and we help others go through their process. But remember, God knows how you feel, and he will always take care of his children. Thank you.